I'm not going to talk about my physical health. I'm talking about spiritual health.
Hey, look, we up in here now, so we ain't got time to be playing.
I'm playing.
Are you down?
So that you can get something.
All right, give me 1 second, man. I got to give a shout out, man, to DRB Productions, streaming services, sound and lighting production, special event services. That is DRB_Productions_101 on Instagram. Dave Backer, the owner. You can give him a phone call at 702-580-4962. Make sure you email him at drbproductions101@gmail.com for all your streaming services needs. Once again, that's streaming services, sound and lighting production, special event services. So I'm talking about if you got a church service that you need to be streamed live, if you have a concert that you need to be streamed live, you have a podcast you're doing that need to be streamed live, holla at my guy, Dave Backer. That's DRB Productions. Once again on Instagram, DRB_Productions_101. And
Davey boy.
Gmail. That is DRB Productions101@gmail.com. Make sure you tap in with DRB Productions for your streaming services needs. You heard it first right here on Hot Seat with IC Jonez, and let them know IC Jonez sent.
Yes, sir. Oh boy. Oh boy, yes, sir. Every nigga won't beef till it's shots fired and a man down. Whole niggas doing whole shit. He a missed call like a broke bitch. Gang banger, but he on my line. FaceTiming with his dick out. Geeked up, but he tripped out. Strapped up when I'm field bound. Videos prove him outside. Gon' point him out. Where's Waldo? Bite the hand, gotta pay the toll. Strike 3, all voluntary. Cemetery be the bed he made. Walk around like he about to lay it down. Goons out doing recon. Sucker niggas on my hotline. Chitter chat, I don't wanna talk. Conversations at a standstill. Green light and they know what's up. I don't need the addy, I done been through. Back streets, then we on they block. These young guns ain't even outside. In my stripper house, blowing big buns off a balcony with a big 9. Ain't a thing tucked, kiss war, nigga. I'm really bout and I'm really on it. Niggas talking like they really want it. Mailman, how I give it to him. At my stripper house, blowing big blunts off a balcony with a big 9. Ain't a thing tucked, it's war, nigga. I'm really bout and I'm really on it. Big stepper, he a big stepper. Caution, nigga, caution. He a loose cannon, my cannon loose. I spit his ass like a tall can. Big stepper, he a big stepper. Caution, nigga, caution. He a loose cannon, my cannon loose. I spit his ass like a tall can. Big stepper, he a big stepper. Caution, nigga, caution. He a loose cannon, my cannon loose. I spit his ass like a tall can. Chopper on him, won't get to use it. Eat him up like an instrumental. Lean a nigga, no promethazine. 13 in my essay. Use up and them ops down. Thing copped and we bouncing out. Lil niggas talking big shit. Essay about to lay him down. Tag his head, make him tag his feet. Send the shots at him, no bartender, no Hennessy, just some red rum. Lil nigga gon' take a sip. Lift the icky on him, eat the whole thing. Mercenary, call me red dot. Knock him down, I need headshots. Finger banging till I have not. Finger banging till I have not. Mercenary, call me red dot. Knock him down, I need headshots. Finger banging till I have not. Big stepper, he a big stepper. Caution, nigga, caution. He a loose cannon, my cannon loose. I spit his ass like a tall can. Big stepper, he a big stepper. Caution, nigga, caution. He a loose cannon, my cannon loose. I spit his ass like a tall can. Big stepper, he a big stepper. Caution, nigga, caution.
He a loose cannon, my cannon loose.
2255.
Looking at your pictures almost every night.
Yeah.
I love that way that booty bounce up in them tights.
Yeah.
She need that cryptic in her life. Making love to a cancer. Tied it up and she's a dancer. I'm about to undress you. Making love to a Leo. 3, 2, 1, here we go. I'm hitting spots he never did before. Now you ain't been this way in years. Now she ain't been this way in I walk through the door, you taking off your t-shirt. This is last night on reverse. I'm about to undress you. Oh yeah. Making love to a Leo. 3, 2, 1, here we go. I'm hitting spots he never did before. Now you ain't been this way in years. Now she ain't been this way in years. Now she ain't been this way in years.
Ladies, if he can't get you wet, if he can't get you real wet, call King True. I'm right here for you, mama.
Girl, you ain't been this wet in years.
Joe, how you doing, man? We miss you today in service. Powerful word today, man. What you up to? Look, man, we need to see you in the house of God. Yeah.
I told God take the pain away. He told me he ain't finished trying to operate. Told him he my hero, help me bear the pain. He said he almost done, he about to make a way.
I told God take the pain away. He told me he ain't finished trying to operate. Told him he my hero, help me bear the pain. He said he almost done, he about to make a way. I told God take away the pain. I pray to God no more foggy days. I pray to God he take away the rain. He said he almost done, he about to make a way. That's what we call Jesus. That's the major believing. When you experience it for yourself, we can then start preaching. These are words to speak to myself when I'm feeling beneath. See how many times I done backslid, you go ask for the leaks. I'm sick and tired, being sick and tired. Things I can't control, get me really fired. Like a Dutch dragon with a flame pack and a rust pack with a backwood. And it's that good every time, G. Thank my family and my time tree. Yeah, but here filled with an iron B and it sharpened well like a crown piece. See, molding us like a crown piece. That's my guy, he'll come and find you in your darkest place to remind you. Someone got it way worse than I will. Life's a trip, but she's so mindful. Lesson learns and a page turn. In a book like this is like yours, and I just yearn to help you do better life. I told God take the pain away. He told me he ain't finished trying to operate. Told him he my hero, help me bear the pain. He said he almost done, he about to make a way. I told God take away the pain. I pray to God no more foggy days. I pray to God he take away the rain. He said he almost done, he about to make a way. Even when I fall short, he always picking me up. In that new Tesla truck, giving me juice, charging me up. He's my plug, he's my source. I don't really need the 5 mic. I just really need to rhyme tight and show you the Lord and all of his might. Haters grab some pom-poms, we gon' pray for them on sight. You know how it go when I'm on the road, I'm always showing love, that's right. I pray for my haters almost every day now. My neighbor is my brother from another set loud. If you try and cross me, he gon' strike you dead down. It's time to be fooled by our faith set right. See, it's lessons learned and a page turned in a book of life. This is like yours, and I just yearn to help you do better life. I told God take the pain away. He told me he ain't finished trying to operate. Told him he my hero, help me bear the pain. He said he almost done, he about to make a way. I told God take away the pain. I pray to God no more foggy days. I pray to God he take away the rain. He said he almost done, he about to make a way.
Even when I'm short, he always pick me up in that new Tesla truck. Give me juice, charge me up. He's my plug, he's my source. Always keep me on course. Yeah.
I told God take the pain away. He told me he ain't finished trying to operate. Told him he my hero, help me bear the pain. He said he almost done, he about to make a way. I told God take away the pain. I pray to God no more foggy days. I pray to God he take away the pain.
Word that's going forth for his people. He said he's raising up a remnant of people. I want you to be a part of it, man. You're the light of the world. You're the salt of the earth. You're gifted. The Bible says every good and perfect gift come from above. You're gifted and you're talented, man. So you got to be in the house of God. Don't miss the word that's coming forth. It's coming. It's so powerful every Sunday. You don't want to miss not one Sunday.
There's too much killing of our black and brown people. We want justice. Hola, muchachos. Ay, 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 ay.
KG.
Black and brown, we stay united. Try to come against us, but you cannot fight it. Aquí seguimos, siempre unidos. Así es la cosa when you fucking with my people. Black and brown, we stay united. Try to come against us, but you cannot fight it. Aquí seguimos, siempre unidos. Así es la cosa when you fucking with my people.
I order muchachos, I roll with them vocals like Temper, they tripped in my bro like the Shaco. First they was bone, now they folding like tacos. Hand on the pole, let it blow like a blacko. And with the flow, man, I'm doper than Chapo. All eyes on me, I got that pop flow. Getting my bread, the pockets is flacco. This is the set, the black over I go. United we stand, divided we fall. This guy done just ran at the side of my dogs. Rock wilders, we the black and the brown. We ride together, start blasting the browns. We earn together, go half on the pound. Turn up together, start acting a clown. Fuck on your sister, then pass her around. A bunch of hitters, start asking around.
See, I'm eyes red from the east side. Non-stop is how we ride. Whole squad full of gangsters, full of black power, full of broad pride. No downside to the unity. Growing up with my day ones, eating fried chicken up a soul late. Bump a click one on them beer runs. And the dankest weed and the coldest brew. OG's been rolling through. YG's been handling biz to the 702. RG's in the whole crew since the 90s till we gone food. You know what it is. We keeping it so true, what you gon' do?
Girl, you know I'm gangsta. Girl, you know I ain't no prankster. Baby, love it when I spank her. She's 13 if I rank her.
Hey, black and brown got 'em mad now. Once we team up, it's a man down. Mando, we got handles. I was skipping school, you a class clown. Dipping when we hear the police. Been peak game from the OGs. I was rolling, no police. Bitch, I'm in the game, can't hold me. Can't even judge. Been fucked up, showing no love. Get you stuck. We was plotting up the sun. This the family, we that one. This the family, we that one.
Don't let all that bullshit fuck up what we built. Black and brown's been targeted, innocent people killed. That's how I feel, the reckoning's here. No coming back when we climb up the hill. After the fallout we had in 96, beefing for what we had to coexist. I'm taking the wheel, this how I feel. Keeping it real, feel how I feel. With shit that I deal with. But it's the same story, different perspective, reach for the glory. Making the miracles like Medjugorje. Never a fan of authority like the boys down on the corner.
Ay, 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 estamos unidos. Blacks and browns in the land of bugs and seagulls. Ay, 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 andamos grifos. Papen varos, knocking maros, estamos listos.
Ándale, ándale, mami, mira. We some social like Pancho Villa. Strapped all day, we undefeated. Black and brown, you cannot beat us. Sit the fuck down, you ain't competing. Nah, sit the fuck down, you ain't competing. Nah. Welcome to Las Vegas where we gamble and we hustle. I pledge to the flag, battle born, it's all muscle. I smoke, grind, money on my mind. Money to be made, so we up all night. Connected from state to state, all of my G's is making that cake. Up all night, never take no break. Cash coming in, it's all at stake. Stay G'd up in the black infinity. Ride through the city with heavy artillery. True to the game, yeah, that is the pedigree. Blowing me up, these bitches is feeling me. Siempre al tiro, listo con el jefe. Cuerno de chivo para defenderme. Como sicarios andamos armados en la ciudad de pecados. That east of the V where the G's be posted. Stay fresh up with a 4-5 loaded. Yeah, stay fresh up with a 4-5 loaded.
Amigos, indigenous people, all the illegals, breaking down them kilos, eating video de chivo. Me body, yo, two body, yo, together we can achieve more. See the bigger picture instead of peeping out of the peephole. Stick to the G code, black love and power to my Negroes. They still knocking us off, wonder why we flood the streets for. Keep my heat close, they approach me, I'm taking 3 poles. Black lives matter, I'm pushing that line till I'm finito.
I know some hyenas that'll blind you. Take your jewelry and your designer. Same girl used to hit up a binder. Stacking money every day, she look finer. Woke up at 5, do my salsa dance in the thighs. Roll up a blunt, I gotta get high. Send my prayers, keep hope alive. Black and brown, we are not complying. From a small hood, but we are giants. We are not the ones you should be trying. Unless you really out here feeling like dying. Act up, he gon' need a doctor. Your boy saucy like a michelada. He's still V-Day, never like us. But we never ever care, cause that girl love us.
Colors. Might as well be throwing up that 2-1 streak. Cause rather black and brown, these niggas brothers, not smothers brothers. My day ones know each other's mothers. And we for sure win, know when none of us is undercovers. So fuck the others. Nevadas, we be like casinos. Always trying to be like Scarface or Bugsy Siegel. Living illegal. We used to smash
cash out in them Regals and serving dope that had the smokers looking like they Shregals.
We stay united. Try to come against us, but you cannot fight it. Aquí seguimos, siempre unidos. Así es la cosa when you fucking with my people. Black and brown, we stay united. Try to come against us, but you cannot fight it. Aquí seguimos, siempre unidos. Así es la cosa when you fucking with my people. Ay, ay, ay.
Y'all know who the fuck it is. Once again, Lady Finesse. Trey Bizzle, what up? Yeah, I'm bout that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock back. Hey, get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood. Man, I dare a bitch to try me. Yeah, I wish a bitch would. Yeah, I'm bout that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock back. Hey, get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood. Man, I dare a bitch to try me. Yeah, I wish a bitch would. Now let me give a little lecture. I'm really some pressure. And dare a bitch to try and play me. I shoot from the neck up. At the bank for my checkup. It's by the bag. Ho, you saying you the baddest, but you looking real drag though. Hey, I'm a gutter bitch. Straight get it out the mother bitch. That mouth a little reckless. I'm a socket. Straight plug a bitch. Pussy so sweet, eat me 8 figures or bigger. Wanna see what's in your wallet? I'm capital do one, nigga. Hold up, wait a minute. He got money, wanna spend it. And you niggas is some suckers like a nipple. Here's a titty in they mouth just like a denty. And my nigga, he's a 10-piece. He's a hoodlum from the briggies. Now free him, you fucking piggies. Yeah, I'm bout that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock back. Hey, get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood. Man, I dare a bitch to try me. Yeah, I wish a bitch would. Yeah, I'm bout that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock back. Hey, get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood. Man, I dare a bitch to try me. Yeah, I wish a bitch would.
Let's get this understood. I'm Trey Bizzle. Yep, from the wood. I'm the engine. Yep, in the hood. They wanna fuck with me. Wish they could. Hey, no matter what the people say, I'ma rock like this anyway. I just seen the ops the other day and they ain't want no static. I ain't shocked. They see the maddest. It's Bunny Gang. Know what's happening. Big B's. I keep it bragging. Lay on money just like a Mac. I really don't be capping. These rappers be with the acting. Since rap became a passion, I'm spanking them like a bastard. Gang, nigga. So watch your mouth, nigga. You don't wanna be the next victim that we be after, nigga. Told low-key, sit back, relax. We bout to map the nigga. X marks the spot. When we catch him, we bout to clap the nigga.
Yeah, I'm bout that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock back. Hey, get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood. Man, I dare a bitch to try me. Yeah, I wish a bitch would. Yeah, I'm bout that. Foreign whips, I'ma cop that. She said I need to get him back in blood, but let me cock back. Hey, get this understood. I'm a pretty chick from the hood. Man, I dare a bitch to try me. Yeah, I wish a bitch would.
Please leave your message for 702-561.
Your insecurities while you pressing me. Your ex is text messaging you while you laying next to me. Not to mention babe, the screenshots that she be texting me. Lovey-dovey daily quotes. Love you in some more shit that you text her on some hoe shit. I was missing meals, losing sleep. No lie, I was hurting. All them lies come with repercussions. Baby, that's for certain. In my heart told me leave. Last time I let you hurt it. I stayed down thinking you had learned it. You deserve me. I was blinded. Between good sex, cushion, your cologne left me high and dry like a desert nigga. You deserve it. Cried the last time, so ain't no crying moving forward. The last time one working nigga ain't no do-over.
Girl, you gotta know this
The last time I flipped with you. And it's the last brick that I'ma split with you. The last kiss I'm kissing you.
We can't catch no feelings.
No more.
We can do this here.
Baby, no more.
your love and touching and sucking, but I'm done with that. Took your ass from nothing to something, girl, go have fun with that. Kept that shit 100 for nothing, cause I ain't coming back. Give away 100 right before I give you my loving back. No mas asking questions because hoes lie. You gave me this obsession, I don't know why, but I gotta keep you out my bed. That's gonna keep you out my head, at least that's what the lady said. Hola, hello, how you doing? It's the last time I let you ruin how I'm moving, what I'm doing. Hope you understand me fluent. Your love is so confusing, got me moving like I'm viewing. Girl, you gotta know this is the last time I flip with you. And it's the last brick that I'ma split with you. The last is the last kiss I'm kissing you.
We can't catch no feelings. No more. We can do this here.
Baby, no more.
Girl, it's hella wrong. No more. I love it when you kiss my neck. Love it when you hold me, babe. I can't get enough of that.
I'm choosing me over late night hoes, and it's always be sorry but not sorry, what for choosing keys like a quick pick. I wish you golden ticket, unknowingly hit the lottery. Pussy dry, you stupid crazy, you ain't gotta lie to me. Repent for committing adultery. Jealous ways and sinful, I confirmed the last draw for me. Last time I let a nigga lie, stealing body keys. Fucking with these hoes when these hoes was for the street, nigga, these hoes ain't fucking me. Last time I pull a nigga to his feet up off his back, and I ain't never known a line to set a line ass in the trap. Like LA traffic, see me swerving, dodging niggas in they cat. And I ain't fucking with no niggas, I can't trust enough to bet back.
Girl, you gotta know this is
The last time I flip with you. And it's the last brick that I'ma split with you.
This is all I got.
The last kiss I'm kissing you.
We can't catch no feelings.
No more.
We can do this here.
Baby, no more.
Girl, it's hella wrong.
No more.
I love it when you kiss my neck. Love it when you hold me, babe. I can't get enough of that. Girl, you gotta know this is the last time.
And it's the last time I trip with you, nigga. High.
We can't catch no feelings. It's the last time.
You wasn't feeling me then, so ain't no need to feel me now. No more.
We can do this here.
I said no more. Nah, no more.
I love it when you kiss my neck. Love it when you hold me, babe. I can't get enough of that.
Rock Legion.
She want a real one. She want a real. She want a real one. She want a real. All the last niggas they dip. I'ma stick around, baby girl, don't trip.
Yo, welcome to Hot Seat with IC Jonez. It's a beautiful Thursday in Las Vegas. We are now in the fall season, feeling real good outside. You know what I mean? In this fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. You know we on the other side of the strip right here on Room Service Radio. You know how I go. I'm live every Thursday and Friday, 12 to 2 p.m. Make sure you tell a friend to check in, press play, and enjoy your stay. Yeah, man, we here. And I got my special guest in the building, but before I introduce him, I want to let y'all know I played Freshman Gouda, the video Big Stepper just released yesterday. King Truth, Water, which is out right now. Reek and Joe, Growing Pains. And also Dat One Fam, Black and Brown. All those videos are out right now. You can go watch them on YouTube. You can check those artists out on Facebook, Instagram, and like I said, YouTube. That's Freshman Gouda. That's King Truth. That's Reek and Joe and Dat One Fam. Also, About That, Lady Finesse, featuring Trey Bizzle. Last Time is Sin City Keys featuring Neighborhood 6 and T-Rail. You feel me? So we are about to get into our good old interview. You feel me? We got the engineer of engineers in the building. We got that man that's been rocking since Camel Hump. You know what I mean? We got Triv in the building.
Yo, what's good, man?
What's happening?
Thank you for having me, man. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here for sure.
Man, I appreciate that, man. Give me some love.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Hey, it feels weird being on this side. You know what I'm saying? I'm normally behind the glass. You can't see my face.
Right.
I don't have a haircut and stuff like that. But no, it's all good, though. I'm glad to be here, excited to be here, and once again, just grateful for the opportunity.
Man, listen, dude, you've been engineering for a very long time. Tell me how long you've been engineering.
Ooh, I started in I would say 06.
Okay,
is when I started recording.
Wow. So what is that now? 15 years?
Yeah, about 15 years now. Yeah.
Dang, man.
Yeah, man. My uncle owned the studio, Hot Box Recordings.
Oh, wait a minute. Not the Hot Box.
Yeah, Hot Box Recordings right there, man. Sahara, Maryland. So,
wow.
Yeah, man. So he owned that from 2004 to 2010.
Okay.
And, yeah, that's where I got my start for sure.
That's where you got them wings.
Yes, sir. I mean, to be honest, I recorded before that. Like, I was doing some stuff in high school. I had a little group in high school doing different things, but, it was one of those where, like, my dad bought me a keyboard when I was 15. Okay. And, that's how I got into production and making beats. And then, the homies would be there and we'd be ciphering out. And, you had to figure out a way to record it. So we took one of those, those stick mics on the old school computers. We just took one of those things and I programmed the beat through it. We rap and do it all at the same time. And that was like the first recordings before I even knew what anything was.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's back in the day.
Oh, yeah. That was like, 01.
Yeah. Because I'm like, bro, I graduated in 02. I remember recording like that. You know what I'm saying? Starting out, that was like my first mixtape. You know what I mean?
Yep.
With the homies on the computer.
Oh, yeah. Somebody might have had a tape deck or somebody, like I said, may have had an MPC or,
right.
The software wasn't really around like that. It was new. It was very new.
Nah. And for me, I was just excited to actually finally like record, and have a CD. Because, of course, I come from the era of cassette tapes.
Right.
So, yeah, we hit the play and that record, man, and
yes,
dub
sir.
over it, man. Beatboxing, you feel me? Like, just having fun, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And then, of course, it became a business. And you started to make money from it. Or you had to try to find a way. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending this out to everybody on Instagram and Facebook right now. Of course, we're also live on YouTube, so y'all can tune in. If you're on Room Service Radio, you can also watch us live. You know what I mean? You don't have to just listen to the audio. We're live on Room Service Radio on Facebook, and we're live on Room Service Radio LV on Instagram. So, tap in with us, man. Let us know you watching. Let us know you rock with the show. You know what I mean? You can also comment while we're here live doing our thing. Like I say, I got Triv in the building, the engineers. I've seen him engineer some engineers that rap. some engineers that actually play instruments and things, man. Tell me, you went to school or everything is learned on your own?
I pretty much learned the engineering aspect on my own for sure. Like I said, my uncle had that studio, and I remember my first recording. It was a paid session. Shout out to Boss. That was one of my first paid sessions, and I recorded the track in stereo. So like there was one track on one side, and then I could only hear like on the left side or something crazy like that, and didn't really know what anything was, to be honest. So it was all kind of just trial and error, and messing up a lot of sessions. And
Dang, so you really taught yourself.
Yeah, no doubt. One thing that I did learn from my uncle is you always want to know your equipment, right? You always want to have a grasp on your room. So no one should know more about your room than you do.
No.
So, whether it's learning a tutorial or looking at a tutorial, looking at a video, at that time, YouTube wasn't really out like that. So you had to just, pirate different. I remember a Pro Tools tutorial I pirated, like a Cubase mixing tutorial, just different things to figure out, what sound was and how to organize it. And so I would just read all day. Like if I didn't know something, like for instance, in Pro Tools, I didn't know how to set the tempo. So I would go and look for that information and figure out, oh, you can set it this way, you can set it that way. There's multiple ways you can do it. And then you just apply it to whatever it is. So yeah, it's definitely, don't get me wrong though. I'm actually thinking about getting a degree or something just so I have that slip of paper to say like, hey, you did something. But it's just years of experience for sure.
Now, where are you from originally?
Vegas.
From Vegas, born and raised.
Born and raised.
What area you grew up in?
Northtown.
Northtown.
Yeah, like all my folks are from like the, Civic Center in Gowan area, like Lois Craig Elementary, kind of in the hood over there.
Yeah.
Like kind of east side a little bit, but really the north is really where we're at for sure.
How was it for you, man, coming up?
It was cool, man. It was definitely a different experience. I felt like it was a lot of diversity, you know, like when I was.
This is culture, you're speaking.
Yeah, for sure. In let's say the second or third grade, I moved out of the hood and my pops moved us to the suburbs. He got married and moved us out. So it was definitely different. It was an adjustment period. Like I might have been the only black kid in the school or whatever. Yeah. But after a while, you kind of get used to it. Then you start seeing more people. I remember like there's people getting bussed in from like West and bussed in from different areas where I was at. So, and then some of those people would be my family or people I grew up with or just, hang out with on the weekends and stuff. Cause that's where I was at on the weekends. So,
right. So, what's the suburbs to you when it comes to Vegas?
Well, it was interesting, right? Cause it's grown so much. Like whenever I was growing up, I feel like, I was on, let's say, Ann in Decatur or Long Mountain, Decatur, right? And there's really nothing else behind it. Like when I went to Lee Middle School in, let's say, late 90s, 98, 99, like that was the only thing that was there. There was literally no houses around. There was nothing around. And now, like, you could go back, like the 215 wasn't developed yet, none of that stuff. So now, you have to go way out. You have to go to Centennial Hills and, out that way to be considered what you would say a suburb. I guess it's, Aliante, things like that. But
that's where I live, Centennial Hills.
Yeah. So hey, you made it. You made it, IC. You made it.
Very thankful. Very thankful. So when it comes to like your lifestyle, man, how did you end up learning how to get paid after your first paid session? Like to actually feed yourself?
So, I've sold my first beats in high school, right? Like when I was in the 11th grade, my boy Dante, we were cool. We had a couple classes together and he figured out that I made beats and he's like, man, I want some of those beats. I'm like, all right, I'll sell you some beats. I think I sold him a pack of 10 beats for $100.
Wow.
And, I took that money, bought some shoes or something. I think I bought some Jordans or some shit.
Yeah.
But, like it was fun, right? Like I wasn't even thinking about making money with it at the time. But then, my uncle is really the one that sat me down. Is like, yo, in order to be a good producer, you got to be a good engineer. And by being a good engineer, you can create value for yourself. And that value will, help you have a career and you can always take that forever.
Yeah.
So once you acquire that knowledge and that skill set, then nobody can take that away from you. And then the beauty of this industry is that it's always changing, right? It changes and it grows. So as long as you're willing to adapt with the times and learn about the new tools that are available to you, then you have an opportunity to succeed.
Because those programs, they keep updating.
All the time, changing. Bro, every year.
Yeah, every year. That's crazy. So now you get into the, revenue stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you've worked for like hotel casinos doing engineer work.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And conferences and things like that.
Yep.
They don't need no paperwork. They just need to know that you are professional at what you do. Or how does that work for one to attain a job?
You know what? That adage is not what you know, who you know. That really speaks volumes to me. You definitely have to have a certain skill set to, open the door for yourself. But once that door is open, somebody's got to walk you through it. So
this is correct.
So I feel like, a family friend, DJ Twin, he's like really instrumental in helping me, cross over to that kind of corporate side of it. He gave me some opportunities to do some gigs. And then even too, being at Camel Hump, that gave me an opportunity to, cross over and meet Mike Fouts. And he was able to introduce me to Brett Booker, which is like the head of the UNLV audio department, and it allows you to, shake some hands and get yourself in there. And then once you're there, it's like, okay, are you good or not? If you're good, then if people like you, then, you may stick around.
Yeah.
If they don't like you, they're going to stop calling you.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, man. That's wild. Now, you have wife, kids.
I'm not married.
Okay.
I do have kids.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, family life is dope. It's definitely a beautiful thing, man. It's taught me a lot. I'm definitely grateful for my family and appreciate all the experiences that happened. And you know, no matter what, I just try to be a good example for my kids, right?
Right.
You know, like, I'm 35 now, so I didn't have my son Nathan till, or Nathan wasn't born until I was about 30, let's say. But either way, I felt like I've matured so much from that time. Before, like, I was real selfish, right? I just thought about, oh man, like, what can I do to feed myself today? Or where can I go for this or that? But now it's like, I got to think about my next move, and I got to think about, you know, how my children are going to eat and, you know, how their mother is going to survive and things like that. So it's, yeah, it's definitely, it's fulfilling for sure.
Absolutely, man. How did you guys meet and then become a family? How did that happen?
You know, it was really just studio stuff. It was a mutual friend. It was like I went to a party. One of my boys, B Sosa, at the, you know, we're still good boys. You know, he's about to drop some shit. Shout out to B Sosa. Either way, yeah, man, he linked me up, and you know, we just started kicking it, man. That was like 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, for sure. So
yeah, it was like late 20s.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then became a union. Like, you got 2 kids?
2 kids.
Wow, man. Was that something y'all planned on doing, or like most of us just have
yeah, I mean, it just kind of happens, man. You know, you don't really know what's gonna perspire and what's gonna take place, but at the end of the day, or transpire what's gonna take place. But you have to roll with the punches sometimes. But like, once again, it's a blessing. I appreciate having both of my children, and they teach me something different every day. Every single day. It's like their personalities are changing, and they grow some more. Like, my youngest son just started walking. He just turned 1. I'm like, whoa, like, what is going on here? But
so
it's cool.
Like, early, I had my first child. I was 20.
Okay.
I didn't have a child, but, you know, had my first kid at 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2008, I had my second child.
Okay.
In between that, meeting my second daughter's mother, who I'm married to today. Shout out wifey Vanessa. She had a son already.
Okay.
I had a daughter already. So we already had 2 kids. You know what I mean? Then we end up having stair steps. So 04, 06, 08. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Years later, this is like 9 years later, we finally have my son, Trey. You know, Rodney III, right?
Okay.
But that was planned, so to speak, because we did want a son. But it took that long to plan for another child.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because I know everybody don't really plan like that unless life is really in order. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, man, it was a blessing, because really we were planning to have a son. And when people were like, you know, what are you guys having? Like, we're having a son. And it's like, how do you know? You're not even there yet. You know what I mean? Well, we need y'all to pray. We need y'all to speak it into existence that we're going to have a son. Right. And we just held on to it. We just knew it was going to happen. And next thing you know, bro, we went to that good old doctor, and guess what he said? She said, it's a boy.
It's a boy.
Not a baby, it's a boy. You know what I'm saying? And I was super excited, bro, because like that was the first time we planned a child. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's nothing like that to like finally plan for a kid. You know what I mean? And we've never experienced it. You know, we've seen it on TV. We've seen certain families do that. So for me, it was exciting, man. So I didn't know if anybody else had that. You know what I mean? Actually making it happen. You feel me? So when it comes to like the Vegas community scene, Triv, musically,
okay,
right? What's the predominant music scene in Vegas to you as the engineer and producer? What's the predominant genre?
To be honest, I mean, outside of the Strip, it's really hip hop. You know, there's a lot of punk rock out there. You know, there's a lot of people doing different things, but you know, hip hop is expansive, right? Okay. You know, it's in all neighborhoods. Like, everybody has somebody that they know that's rapping, whether it's in their high school or whether it's somebody they know, their cousin that's rapping. Like there's people who are artists and who are, you know, trying to get their music out there. But from what I see, I mean, once again though, like we can't, you know, I guess we can address the elephant in the room, right? We live on the Strip, right? Or this is Vegas. Yeah. Vegas has the Strip. We have downtown. We have all these different things that you could go to, right? So sometimes the perception of the Las Vegas culture, I think, is skewed, or as far as the local culture, right? People think like, oh man, y'all don't have no culture. People, it's real transient, right? Yep. People come in here, they're like, oh, I don't see nobody doing nothing. I could come take over. I could come do this and that, right? You get all kinds of that happens all the time, man. Yeah. But, you know, I can't really, you know, I guess put a parameter on like what it is or what it'll take for you to like be from here per se, you know, because people are like, oh, well, how long do you have to be here to be, you know, considered a Vegas artist, right? And to me, it's just about, you know, what you rep, right? You could be here for a year, a couple years. You could start repping. You could be at shows, go out of town. And if you're in the community and you're involved within what we're doing, then to me, you know, you're there. But there's just there is a lot of posers and a lot of people who come in and just think that, once again, that we're not doing anything, or, you know, people like the landlord haven't been here, or Yalda's, or, you know, there's different people who really grind and, you know, make a name for themselves and rep the city. Yeah. So as long as you're repping. Absolutely. You Vegas. What do you enjoy? Do you do other genres as far as engineering and producing? You know what? Lately I've been doing a lot more just rap and R&B stuff. You know, I do enjoy different genres. So being at Camel Hump, that allowed me to, learn about the rock scene and the punk rock scene and, you know, tracking violins and trumpets and whatever. And it's crazy because, you know, I was in band, right? So I was in symphonic band when I was younger. So, you know, I have a feel for, you know, different instruments and composition and things like that. But the actual recording aspect of it is a little bit different, right? Because you can, there's so much that you could do just depending on the tools that you have available to you, right? So like if I've got a inbox or a Focusrite that can only record 2 channels or 1 channel, then that's all I'm limited to, right? But if I've got an interface that can record 16 channels, and so I can record 16 different mics at one time, now it kind of opens up your range to what you're able to do. So like Camel Hump, that gave me the opportunity to, you know, experience, you know, recording a whole band at the same time, you know, putting 8 or 9 different mics on a drummer, and, you know, having the guitar player there, micing up his amp, you know, having different elements, right, that you're doing simultaneously using the rooms and stuff that you have available. Like that's, you know, it's art, right? So you just want to, you know, I've always been the tinkerer and the guy that wants to make things sound good and to, you know, kind of be the glue that helps things stay together. And so that's what I've always been passionate, so to speak. But definitely as far as, you know, even once again, learning that aspect with the bands and everything, it allowed me to, you know, do stuff at UNLV. And, you know, when they're playing live and having, you know, the school band out there, the marching band or whatever it is, it's like we could track them and made it be heard, right? Because at the end of the day, I just want to bring out the best version of whoever you are, right? Right. My art. That's it. Bring the best version. I want to channel whatever it is you're thinking or you're feeling or whoever's out there, whether I see them or speak to them or not. Yeah. It's like, let's get the best out of whatever it is. Absolutely, man. Now, how was that though, going from, you know, in studio producing engineering, right, to live events? Like the transition gotta be like different, bro. Yeah, you know what? It's crazy because live is unforgiving, right? Like, you know, it's one thing like if somebody messes up in the studio or if I mess something up, it's like, all right, well, let's do it again. Like, let's redo it. Yeah. You know, I mean, when you're dealing with people in their studio time and stuff like that, obviously you want to like my job, I want to try to take pressure off of people because sometimes people put pressure on themselves because like, oh man, I got to get this done in an hour. So
Time restraints.
Let me do this. Let me do that.
Yep.
And so, you know, I just want to make sure that pressure is taken off. But as far as the live aspect, it's like you got to be on point. You got to know what you're looking for. If you don't know what you're looking for and you don't understand the equipment that you're using, you could be in the world of hurt. You know what I mean? Because you have to be like, oh man, the bass is too high. This voice is all this stuff is happening at the same time. So you have to just really take a step back and once again understand the equipment that you're using, the tools you have available. You know, turn the gain down, turn this EQ down, turn this knob up, and then all of a sudden you're that picture starts to come to light, and then it's crazy because like sometimes you don't get the recognition, right? Because people just want to hear it the way it should be heard, right? So once it's good, it's like, oh, cool, you know. But it's not like, oh man, who's the guy that made that sound like that? But at the end of I'm not looking for that though.
No,
that's not why I do it.
You don't. One of the biggest names I've ever heard in music engineering, mixing, mastering, Bernie Grundman.
Yeah.
What do you know about Bernie?
Oh, mixed with the masters. Yeah, Bernie. Yeah, he's dope. He's definitely he's got his son too, Mike.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So they do mastering and mastering is so important, man. Like that you have recording, you have mixing, and you have mastering.
Right.
And people try to like mush the three together or he's gonna do my mixing and mastering. And it's like you try to
it's two different things.
It's two way different things. Yes. So I think as people start to understand that more, the music will get better.
I seen that man Bernie's name on so many albums, like crazy, right?
Right.
And then once you find out about branding, you understand that, now it's just the name Bernie Grundman, but he has other engineers that work under him. It's a company. So like he may not touch every single thing, but at one point he was so like that he created a brand and had people under him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now your name is his brand. You may not mixed it or mastered it, but your team did. And it's under your brand, right? Are you teaching others? Have you taught others? Are you looking to do a class or anything to teach how to engineer, produce?
That's a great question. So when I was in Camel Hump, there was this program called the Recording Career Connection.
Okay.
And, they basically look for different studios and look for, facilities that can host different students that want to come in and learn about music in real time, right? Because a lot of times in the classroom, you don't get the real time element of people, recording and actually, being there, right? You don't deal with the sessions and things like the hand to hand. So that program kind of gave the students an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
So I was a mentor with them for a while.
Okay.
I'm still connected with them or whatnot. That was probably back in 2015 is when I started doing that. But then, so there's several students that came out of that program. One of them, Dawson, Soundbite Dawson, he just finished recording Kanye's project.
Word.
The Donda project for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Major.
Whoa. I can't even call him an apprentice or anything like that. I'm like, no, bro, no, you do your thing, bro. Like, I record at your studio, bro. So, like, it's crazy just to see that, you can share some knowledge and people can use that knowledge and
take it wherever.
Run away with it, way further than I would have ever thought for myself or for anyone else. So it's like, those programs work, and I am working on my own little pamphlet or a booklet, just like a engineer for dummies sort of thing, a troubleshoot guide or something like that.
How to?
Yeah, for sure. So just some basic
knowledge.
Yeah, basic knowledge and tips, for everything engineer related. So that way, if you want to get a start, like this is where you can start for sure.
Man, so do you believe you could teach people how to make themselves valuable in that world, production and engineering, kind of like your uncle did for you? Can you teach people how to value themselves, create value for themselves?
I think so. I think so for sure. I mean, Mike, shout out to Mike. you know, he was he was an intern that you know, he came and he was a part of a program.
Yeah.
And he literally just came in off the street like, yo, I'm looking for an internship. I'm like, all right, well, you know, clean this stuff up, do this and that. And he like literally busted his ass for a long time. And, you know, he started sitting in sessions and, you know, eventually I just let him run the sessions or whatnot. And then now, you know, he's here working, doing the video stuff, which is something that we weren't really doing at Camel Hump. So once again, the knowledge sometimes it just keeps going. Like, just because, you change facilities or change wherever you're at, it doesn't like stop your mind, right? Or stop you from being able to use the skills that you've acquired.
Absolutely, man. Was there any other thing that you were going to do in life if you didn't go to Hotbox?
Man, so I loved football, man. I mean, I still like football a lot, but yeah, I grew up playing football. Yeah, I mean, I did like martial arts and stuff too, so I was into the sports, but football was like, I was like, man, I'm going to the NFL. I'm going, like, you know, I made an all-state team or, you know, second team all-state. But either way, it's just one of those where, you know, I went to college, got a scholarship. The first team didn't really work out in Arizona. I walked onto a school in Chadron, Nebraska. So I was in Nebraska for a couple years. So that was a crazy experience, just being there, playing football. You know, the county was like 99% white. So like I go from Vegas with all this diversity, you don't even really look at it for that. Right. To all of a sudden it's like people are asking like, hey, why are you here? I'm like, I was going to school playing football. But but why here? It's like, ooh. Yeah. Man. But you know, I met some good people there. Don't get me wrong, I still have some friends that I met that I'm close to still to this day from there. So
that's a racist question. If I've ever heard one. Super racist. Yeah, but why here? What do you mean?
What do you mean why here?
Yeah.
It didn't even click because like I was working at the Walmart at the time over there. Yeah. And you know, I'm at the register or whatever, and they asked me that, and like it didn't click until like later. I was like, whoa. Yeah. And then, you know, a couple things that happened, and I just pretty much came back home for sure.
So do they look at you like that in Vegas at times for certain jobs you may get? Like, why, like you're the black dude who like maybe beat out somebody else, or, you know, you don't have your degree in this. Like, how did you get here? Do you get looked at like that for being black, a black engineer in certain places on this beautiful strip that you may work for?
Sometimes, but not really, to be honest. Like, I mean, I don't know if I'm just like immune to it or if I just, you know, if it's there and I just don't know about it. Like, I personally don't like feel that sort of presence. You know, there's people in higher places and stuff that are black, and you know, so there's definitely a presence within there. So I think that, you know, once again, Vegas is green, right? Yeah. Green is the most important thing. So if you could provide for a company or have some value for a different company,
that matters more.
Yeah, that matters way more.
Understood, man. Understood. Now, who's some of your favorite Vegas rappers?
Vegas rappers.
Let me not say favorite. That causes too much drama. Who are you listening to? Who do you listen to?
Man, I fuck with Yada a lot, man. I like Yada. I feel like he's probably one of the more consistent people that's dropping. You know, shout out to IC. You know, you always been dropping shit, bro. Right on, man. Yeah, God got me. Who else? Man, I like Jazz. Jazz is dope.
Jazz Laser.
Yeah, I like listening to his shit. It's pretty good. Sure. Yeah, him and Yada's got some pretty good shit.
Do you listen to Dizzy?
You know what? Like I check the records out when they come out. Okay. Like I can't say that I like bump it consistently. You know what I mean? But you know, I respect his movement and what he's doing for sure.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. J7 Clark on Instagram says Triv was the truth in the field. Yeah, you made second team because we split second team all state.
Jew. Shout out to Jew, man. Yeah, hey, that's my boy right there, man. Yeah, Yeah, we had a lot. Yeah, we went to Arizona together. Yeah, that was a crazy experience, man. Just same thing. You know, you get out of school and you're thinking that you're playing football and you have all these grandiose dreams, and then at the end of the day, sometimes you got to switch it up, change it up. But it's it's cool. We're here.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're here for sure. But there's a lot of artists out there, man. Shout out Fantastic. I've been recording a lot of his stuff. Hitman's been working as an artist and as a producer, especially as a producer. Like, man, since I started pretty much doing the, really getting into the scene, like Hitman has always been there, and so I definitely give him his respect for sure. You got different, I shout out to Pyro. I fuck with Pyro and his music a lot.
Give me some of those good old engineers out there, man. I know, like Two Tone, he just tapped in.
Oh, Two Tone. Shout out to Two Tone. Yeah, we started, he was working right on the other side of the building over there when I was over at Hotbox on Sahara, Maryland. So, like I said, once again, you're talking about 06.
Yeah.
Going back, and, we was always cool. It was like we were parallel to each other, like he was, had the Landlords and the YB, all these people, and I was recording some people on the other side, which is cool. Shout out to HWE, my boy Stan, Hollywood, Young Dizzle, you know what I mean, T-Trail. Like, there's a lot of people from that time. But, yeah, man, it's crazy because, like, as an engineer, here, I can name some other engineers. Once again, obviously, Dawson. Shout out to Dawson for doing his thing. Pat Huntley, he's dope.
Is that for Yada?
Yeah, exactly. So Pat, we're good boys. I learned a lot from this dude, Trevor Mayfield. He was good. There's man, I know I'm forgetting people right now, but
I mean, it's on the top of your head. Yeah. It's on the top of your head, so it's all good. I mean, that's a cool amount of people right there. You know what I mean? Yourself, Hitman, Two Tone, Pat, Trevor, Dawson. That's 6 of them right there. You know what I mean? So I think that's a good list.
Hey, like I said, man, I know I'm forgetting people right now, but I mean, shout out to everyone over at Junction. You know what I mean? Angel, he's dope. Shadow is dope over there. Lobo, he's doing his thing. There's it's crazy because like the community is small, right? Yeah. Like there's only a certain amount of engineers. Like they're doing their thing over there at gas station studios.
Tyler Gas.
Yeah, so it's like, there's really people out there. Nietzsche. He's real dope, right? He's super dope, man. He's like his sound is crazy. Like as far as the sonically and then the production and just being modern and current. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely a good look for the city.
At one point, I was tripping being from Vegas and seeing how many like local studios there are out here, recording studios.
There's so many studios here.
It's crazy. I'm like, how do they keep their doors open? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that many musicians in the city of all genres where they can keep their doors open. And maybe it's not all music. Maybe it's television. Maybe it's radio. Maybe it's movies. Maybe it's voiceover work for stuff. You know what I mean? But it's still, I was just like, man, everywhere I turn around, there's a new studio. You know what I mean? Like, or a studio that's been there that I just walked past and didn't know it was a studio right there. You know what I mean? Have you noticed that yourself?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's studios open and close every day. It seems like, man. There are some consistent studios, that have kind of been there, but like you said, for the most part, a studio may have a run for a little while and then, it shuts down for whatever reason. It could be for, personal reasons. It could be for, rental landlord reasons. There's all kinds of different reasons, cause that's the thing. It's like, whenever you, I guess, dive into looking for a studio, right, and trying to find a facility for a place, you have to consider everything. It's like, all right, can I have loud music here 24 hours a day? Are people going to trip if people are smoking outside and stuff like that? Like, so there's all these like amenities that you want to cater to for different artists and, just so people can feel comfortable in your space. But, at the same time, there's a certain professionalism that you have to hold, right? So professionalism is the most important part, right? Like you don't want to kill your business just because you want to smoke weed, stuff like that. Like you got to make sure that, pick and choose your battles, I guess.
Yeah, man, absolutely. How do you keep an influx of, clients coming through your studio? Like, do you have any tactics or anything you want to?
I mean, it's crazy. Like, as much as like social media is a weird little paradox, right? Because like you want to be on there, but then sometimes you hate. It's like, man, turn the shit off. Like I don't want to. I don't want to deal with it because it's like sucks you in. It's like a portal that sucks you in. But ultimately, you have to post. You have to post what you're doing. You have to like let people know, hey, I'm recording. Hey, I make beats. Like, come check me out. And I feel like at these days, if you didn't post it, it didn't happen. If you don't post it, it didn't happen. So,
right.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you're constantly promoting yourself and networking, going to mixers, going to events, just showing face and letting people know, like, hey, I still do it. Like, this is what I'm doing for sure.
Where has producing or engineering taken you outside of the city? Like, what is one of the most beautiful places you've been, or one of the greatest events you've done where you like, I cannot believe my career took me here?
Good question. So before I kind of started doing the live work, we went on a promo tour, right?
Okay.
It was myself, Splash God, shout out to Splash God, and Gino, and we went on a 3 or 4 week promo tour where we just, basically drove around the U.S., man. We went to Colorado, we went to Kansas City. At the time, I think the Royals were in the World Series. We went to, all over the place. We went from Memphis, we went to Atlanta. So we just kind of.
You was on a tour?
We did like we created our own promo tour, and we drove, we literally had flyers and CDs, and we drove around promoting the music that we just created. And that was dope because, I mean, it was independent, but it just kind of showed you like what's out there, and you got to see all these different faces and how people react to you. And, and it's like, you get out of that Vegas bubble, right? You're like, man, people in different places react differently to your records, so you almost have to get out of your city or wherever you're at. So whether you're in Vegas or Cali, whatever, it's like, get out of your city, get outside of your box, promote, then come back and let people see. But yeah, definitely, let me see, I mean, Allegiant Stadium is dope, man. I mean, I know that's in the city, but that's a really nice facility.
I still haven't been there, so I feel you. And so, you work there?
Oh yeah, I do UNLV radio stuff there. So several of the home games I'm there working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say that tour, right?
Yeah.
You were engineering his shows, like his sets, or what were you doing on the road with him?
Well, to be honest, I was more of like managed producing, you know what I mean? So that was just like, okay, we recorded all these records. This is something that we did. So we're so we're going out and putting the records out there.
More heads.
Yeah.
So did y'all do like open mics, or how did that work out? Like, did y'all perform?
We figured we definitely went to a couple different open mics. Like we would be at a city for a couple of days. We would go to the record stores, like do consignments and things like that. Put our flyers out in the barbershops and different places. So like
that's the grind, everyone. That's the indie grind. Gotta hit the road.
Gotta hit it.
How many heads were with you guys?
There was 3 of us. Myself, Splash Guy, and Gino.
And y'all got in the whip?
Yeah, we rented a Suburban or something like that.
Boom.
We just were on the road.
Packed the back with the stuff.
Yep.
And got out on the road.
We were out.
How many cities you hit, you think? Or states? Let me say that.
We hit it was at least 6 or 7 states that we stopped in. We drove through more than that.
Of course.
But we stopped in about 6 or 7 states.
Y'all had a plan. Like, we about to hit these.
Yeah, exactly. This is where we're going. Yeah, I mapped it all out. Like, it's going to be, 6,000 miles or however long. It's like, and
then y'all put in on that thing and got up out of here.
Yeah. My dad was mad because of my credit card bill, but it still is probably. But it was cool, It was good. Thank you. Thanks, Dad.
I feel it, man. And so you're a manager too?
I try to be. Look, I got to manage my own damn life. But no, as far as, it's just about providing people with information that they may not have readily available to them. Like I see a lot of different things happen just being behind the chair. You hear conversations, and once again, I like to read. I like to look at different aspects of the game and like, what am I missing? What do I need? You know, so that was same thing. It just goes back to my uncle always say, it's, you know, knowing everything about your industry and knowing how to do something from start to finish, right? So, yeah, whenever you're dropping a project, like it's more than just the recording aspect, right?
Yeah.
So like everyone just thinks like, oh, record a song, I'm gonna put it on SoundCloud or YouTube, and then it's done, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, no, like you gotta put it on your. I mean, yeah, you drop it, but did you register the record?
Yeah.
You know, are you registered with the PRO? Are you with BMI or ASCAP? You know, are you collecting royalties from this? Who'd you get the beat from?
Splits, yeah.
Yeah, did you create a split sheet?
Yeah.
Like, so there's all these different things that artists may not know about. So,
and you give advice.
Yeah, exactly. I try to consult and give advice, and yeah, for sure.
And do you charge for that?
Yeah, at times I do. To be honest, a lot of consulting I do just, you know, give out, but I feel like that information turns into like studio time, or it does turn into different opportunities for sure.
How does an engineer get paid off a record later? Like how you end up getting credit and getting a Grammy or getting the award, or, you know, how does that work? Do you get paid continuously if you engineer the record? Well, there's no splits for you or nothing. Like I'm trying to.
Well,
figure
yeah,
it out.
exactly. Yeah, you'd have to be a part of the split at that point. I mean, if that's a part of your agreement to have a point or to have, you know, whatever on a particular record, then you know, that's one thing. But you know, most of the time as an engineer, you're just work for hire, right? So they may come to your studio, pay you $50 an hour or however much an hour, and you know, they pay you for your time at that particular point, and then that's pretty much it.
Okay.
So you know, and it's crazy because like, you know, you got engineering, you got producing, right? And there's kind of a blend in between sometimes. So like as an engineer, I may tell somebody, hey, you should sing it like this, or you should do that. You know, realistically, that becomes production, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, it really warrants some sort of points or whatever. To be honest, I haven't, like over the years, I wasn't really so adamant about, hey, give me my credit for this, because once again, like when you even just try to explain what a PRO is and stuff, people, you know, their eyes just kind of glaze over because they don't really know what's happening. But either way, it's cool, you know, because we'll just keep giving out the information, letting people know. Because regardless of if you know, don't know about it or you do, like this system is in place. Right. And that system changes too.
Yeah.
So you have to be up to date with, you know, how you're registering. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, I appreciate you for stopping by, brother. Anything you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
Yeah, real quick. I got this group, Vegas Vibrations, where we talk about spirituality and consciousness and just creating awareness for yourself. And, and you know, we have an event coming up. It's pretty much an intuitive development workshop where, you know, we teach people, you know, about their chakras and their body and how to channel energy, and, you know, just different consultation and advice on, you know, meditation and just some metaphysical aspects of life. So, VegasVibrations.com. That's definitely something that we've been doing. Myself, my boy PJ, shout out to PJ, shout out to Amy, shout out to Adam. You know, they're definitely play a major role in keeping the organization together.
Bet, man. Y'all should get y'all commercial on my show, man. Come on, man. Promote it, man. Man, I appreciate you. They say King C702 says T's Mac dropping gems, baby.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, man. Where they follow you at?
T's Mac, TZMAC 702
on
everywhere.
Instagram. Oh, everywhere. All right, for sure. All right, man. We about to go into the 1 o'clock hour. My special guest, Drew, is in a building. You feel me? Mr. Rio West on his best. You know what I mean? We about to have that good interview in the 1 o'clock hour. Right now, we're about to go on a break. We'll see you on the other side. Don't go nowhere. Hot Seat with IC Jonez on Room Service Radio. Let's go.
Yeah.
niggas, they dip. I'ma stick around, baby girl, don't trip. Third class niggas, they dip. I'ma stick around, baby girl, don't trip.
She want a real nigga, a real nigga, a man that could treat her like a queen. You mean the world to me. I take you on shopping sprees, get your nails done and your feet. She took the camera out, cause I'ma blow it out. I'll make you reach that big goal. If you do it, girl, then I'ma do it, girl. It's 69 and roll low. Hey, she want a real one. She want a real. She want a real one. She want a real. Her last niggas, they dip. I'ma stick around, baby girl, don't trip. Her last niggas, they dip. I'ma stick around, baby girl, don't trip. He left you when you needed someone to be there in the lowest point in your life. I know it ain't fair. Then God blessed me in your life and told you everything's gonna be alright. You ain't been happy in so many years. I keep a smile on your face, no more tears. You say I like the way that you handle me. It's 2 lines on the stick. Now we starting a family. Yeah. She want a real one. 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 Her last niggas, they dip. I'ma stick around, baby girl, don't trip. Her last niggas, they dip. I'ma stick around, baby girl, don't trip. Hey. She want a real one. And she needs a real one. She needs 2255.
It seems like it's never gonna end. The drama, setback. Just keep pressing, Just keep pressing, I'm gonna keep doing me. Best believe it. Yeah. Word.
I'm on my road to recovery. I am. Shout out to my niggas out there struggling. Y'all know we will. God gon' make a way, I know it doesn't seem. He gon' make a way. Devil have his way, I'm gon' pull out my piece. Yeah. I'm on my road to recovery. Shout out to my niggas out there struggling. God gon' make a way, I know it doesn't seem. Devil have his way, I'm gon' pull out my piece.
Road to recovery, what does it mean? So many things, depending who telling it. I still have dreams, nightmares and screams. I told my psychologist, but she just think I smoke too much trees. She don't see the benefits. I get the green, best on the scene. By way of a telephone, me and the homie some animals. Hustling flow like a McAdoo. Jesus tell me watch how Judas moves. Moderation with the stick and move. Trying to be great like Michael Jordan, but it take work and it take effort. And some long nights and some hard lessons. Just keep pressing. You gon' find your way. Today's the day, blessings coming all your way. I speak into existence, we gon' have our way. This by all them nights of ramen that was on our planes. Yeah.
I'm on my road to recovery. I am. Shout out to my niggas out there struggling. Y'all know we will. God gon' make a way, I know it doesn't seem. He gon' make a way. Devil have his way, I'm gon' pull out my piece. Yeah. I'm on my road to recovery. Shout out to my niggas out there struggling. God gon' make a way, I know it doesn't seem. Devil have his way, I'm gon' pull out my piece. Yeah.
I know I ain't perfect, I ain't faking that. I done did some things and I can't take it back. It's a marathon, nigga, take a lap. On the road to recovery, I'm trying to make it back. Most my closest friends turn their backs on me. This ain't theater class, why you act on me? Lost sight of my dreams, chasing cat, homie. Cousin turned fatty, went rat on me. Daddy died and mama had a stroke. I've been through so much that you will never know. Tryna make ends meet, I started selling dope. All these toxic people in my life, I had to let them go.
I'm on my road to recovery. I am. Shout out to my niggas out there struggling. Y'all know we will. God gon' make a way, I know it doesn't seem. He gon' make a way. Devil have his way, I'm gon' pull out my piece. Yeah. I'm on my road to recovery.
Shout out to my niggas out there struggling. God gon' make a way, I know it doesn't seem. Devil have his way, I'm gon' pull out my piece, yeah.
It's the kind of song that the DJs play, cause they know the women gon' pop and stay. Yeah, this the kind of music that we make that keep you open. She feeling the drink, she feeling the vibe, we call that a potion. This before, tell me I can drop it down to the floor. Yeah, you can't just put a freak behind the door. I just want you slow motion for me, baby, slow motion for me. Drop, drop. Did this before. Tell me I can drop it down to the floor. Yeah, you can't just put a freak behind the door. I just want you slow motion for me, baby, slow motion for me. Drop, drop.
She ain't new to it, peep how she move to it. Watch her move to it, baby, cruise smooth to it. Like a couple with a snake charmer. Got him locked in a trance when she move her body. Back, forth, up and down, watch her play with it. Blank slate, I'm tryna be your canvas. Masterpiece, tryna whip one up. Trust and be, baby, free your stroke. Tune in, catch my frequency. Rap it down me, talk frequently. Body surfing, baby, ride the beat. Back and forth, put it on me, freak it. Freak me, baby, let me know you see me. Can I find it loaded like I'm making wishes? Genie, baby, you would I desire. Feed me, baby, talk of you with fire.
You done did this before.